Hello everyone and welcome to another Vintage Cube video where we got some power. We'll be taking the Mox Ruby and we'll be very happy about it. There are a couple other good cards in this pack. There's two red fetches, so I don't know exactly what we'll end up in, but those could pair well with Mox Ruby if we end up playing multiple colors. There's Snapcaster Mage, Monastery Mentor, Brainstorm is okay. I think I'd probably take either Arid Mesa or Snapcaster, probably Arid Mesa, if there's no Mox here, but we will take the Mox. This is at its best in mono red, so, you know, if something like Char is wheeling, that's a good sign, but it goes well in anything. It could be an artifact-based deck, it could be blue-red mid-range, could be mono-white. Okay, I think I like taking Figure of Destiny here. Bolt and Seasoned Pyromancer are good as well. If I knew we were playing red, then I would probably take the Bolt, but Figure of Destiny is great in either mono-red or mono-white. And if red is getting cut and white looks pretty open, then we'll want to go in that direction. Yeah, I like the flexibility of this card a lot. Hopefully one of these two red cards comes around. They're both pretty strong. Bolt doesn't wield that much, but I bet there's a good chance Seasoned Pyromancer could, and that'd be pretty nice. Ooh, third pick Oko. Is that enough to make us drop everything and take this? I actually think it may be. We could take Flametongue Yearling, but Oko is just so good. Flametongue Yearling or Oko. Yeah, let's take the Oko. This card just wins games. So, ideally, we're going to be some sort of teamer deck. We could also just cut the Figure of Destiny. But we'll see. There's a Hazoret. Not much else for us here. There's Dante Vanguard if we wanted to go in that direction. But yeah, we'll take Hazoret. Okay, Hellrider is the best red card. There's Flamespill, Blood Crypt. Yeah, I think we just take Hellrider. Okay, now it's a bit of a, like, do we want to try and make this Oko work? We could take Lumbering Falls, or we could take the Lightning Strike. Probably it's better just to take the Strike. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Okay, nice. We're getting a Ferocidon. There's also Garruk, but yeah, I think this is probably just going to be a better, more streamlined build. Oko is amazing, but an open red deck is better than a deck that's sort of split between trying to play Oko and also play a red deck. We'll see. If we get no red wheels and we do get some green wheels, I could imagine pivoting. But I think this is a pretty strong start for an aggro deck. Our curve is a bit high. You really want to have primarily 1 and 2 drops in these sorts of decks, and we have primarily 3s and 4s, but the Mox does enable a slightly higher mana curve. I do wish we could play this Oko, though. It is a very powerful card. The other thing that could sway us to maybe go with the Oko is if we got like a Ren and 6 or got other like cards that are green or blue that would be very good for us. Okay, a lot of late white cards, but I don't think I'm going to pivot. Smuggler's Copter is really good for us. Wheel of Misfortune is decent as well, but I think Copter is better. Now we could take Arid Mesa. Yeah, we'll take the Mesa. That was our first pack, I believe. Char did get taken, which isn't a great sign. That means someone else is probably drafting an aggressive deck. So mono red might be a little hard to pull off, but we'll see. We have 6 very elite spells right now. We only need to get 7 to 8 per pack. Hazoret in particular does become much better when we have a low curve, though, so we're really going to prioritize picking up some cheap spells. Ooh, okay. It's actually really bad that there's no, yeah, I think this pack had 2 red cards. I think this was the pack with Seasoned Pyromancer and Lightning Bolt, and they both got taken, so we're going to take the Kythian here. We have the Arid Mesa, so we could do red-white. There's also Huntmaster if we wanted to do Teamer. But I think that mana is a little too dicey. Let's just take the path. if we have somewhat consistent mana for red-white, then this will be really sweet. I do think that you gain a lot from being able to play the best of red and white cards. You can also play a lower curve in general. You can play more 1-drops, which I like a lot. The downside is stumbling on mana is really punishing in this sort of deck, so we'll see. Right now we have only 1 Arid Mesa for fixing. That's not really enough. We'll take Blood Crypt, Hero of Bladehold, and Garrick, okay? So yeah, blue is very cut. We just got that 1 Oko, so I think we're probably just going to be playing red-white aggro here. There's Thraben Inspector, Mana Tithe. The red cards are not very good for us. I think I'm going to take the Vista here. Yeah, this is really good fixing. There's also Breeding Pool, but we're not going to be doing that. Okay, here we have Mana Vault, Blade Splicer, and Gideon, ally of Zendikar. The only red card is not that good. I kind of like taking Mana Vault here. Yeah, let's do Mana Vault. It just makes our deck extremely explosive. And then one of these white cards should come around on the wheel. We don't have much burn. That's something I would like to pick up. Okay, Misty Rainforest does not help our mana at all. Walking Ballista is fine. There is a Teferi, but we're not doing Teferi stuff here. Let's just take Usher of the Fallen. Red is looking pretty cut in this direction, so we'll probably get primarily white cards in this pack and then get some red stuff when we're going the other direction for game 3, or for pack 3. We also could just cut red if it's looking really cut. I mean, yeah, I think we take the Student of Warfare here, which is better the heavier white you are. Yeah, we're really not getting much red in this direction. This pack is pretty bad for us, though. Tropical Island. I guess I'll take the Wrath. Light Up the Stage versus Council's Judgment. Or Urza Saga. Actually, this could be a good Urza Saga deck. It can get Mana Vault and Mox Ruby. And, yeah, actually, I think I like taking the Saga here. We're going to be fine on playables. I'm not worried about getting enough spells. The downside of a colorless land is a little bit higher when we're playing multiple colors, but this is, like, barely even a... Like, this is sort of like a land... I mean, you can think of this as a Mox Ruby. Like, maybe it only adds colorless mana instead of red mana on the first 2 turns, but even if you never use this ability, and then it gets a 0 mana artifact that's Mox Ruby, that's not bad. And then, somewhat often, you'll be able to also get some dudes out of it. Okay, we'll take Giver of Runes, not bad. Runaway Steamkin seems a little bit tough to really exploit in this deck, but Lightning Helix is really good. We don't have much burn, and this is, yeah, just a pretty perfect pickup. Now we can take Thraben Inspector or Mana Tithe. That is close. I think I'm going to go with the Inspector. It's really, yeah, I want to have enough creatures, especially to crew the Copter. Okay, we have a ton of 1-mana plays right now, which is awesome. And then the red cards we have, I think, are worth splashing. Hellrider and Hazard are both great cards to top a mostly mono-white deck. We have the Rampaging Ferocidon Lightning Helix combo, which is a true classic. And our mana's okay. We have 2 fetches that can get either color. Okay, Gideon versus Blade Splicer. Which one do we prefer? Gideon is definitely stronger overall, but it is double white, and it's more expensive. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Blade Splicer for curve purposes. I don't want to have too many 4-drops. Now we can take Walking Ballista. Night of Autumn. Not playing any of these cards, so yeah. We're a little light on red spells, but I think we have... I think the red spells we have are good enough that it's worth going for the splash. And the Saga tokens could actually be decently large here. In addition to the 4 artifacts that we have, Smuggler's Copter, Walking Ballista, Mana Vault, and Mox Ruby. Blade Splicer and Thraben Inspector both make artifacts too. Ooh, Baneslayer Angel. That's a good pickup for the board. Ooh, Mutavault 2. Oh, Ancestral Recall. I don't think we can splash that. I mean, we could have had a sweet deck with Oko and Ancestral, that is for sure, but instead we're taking Chain Lightning, which isn't bad. That's a pretty solid pickup. I'm happy to get some burn. I do really want some mana fixing. That's a high priority here. We don't have any fixing in this pack, but we do have some good options. I think it's just Vryn Wingmare. Cathar Commando is also reasonable. It's really between those two, but I think the Wingmare is a bit stronger. We have a lot of non-creatures. What are all these non-creatures? I guess there are a lot of, like, 1-mana plays. Yeah, Vryn Wingmare is not too, like, it's not, like, bad against. It doesn't make that many of our spells cost more. All right, now we have Revoker, Elite Spellbinder, Restoration Angel, Dismember, and I guess Tundra / Steam Vents. I'm going to narrow it down to Revoker or Spellbinder. I think Elite Spellbinder is very, very good. Yeah, let's take this card. Now there's a Stoneforge Mystic, Grim Lavamancer, Incinerate. I don't think we're playing Skull Clamp. We would bring it in some matchups, but it's not great overall. Let's just take the Incinerate here. Yeah, Incinerate's pretty good. I want to have a lot of burn. Now we can take Bloodstained Mire or Monastery Swiftspear, but I'm going to take the Mire here and really hope we get a land that lets this help us to fix mana. We're pretty good on playables. Okay, now we can take Eidolon at the Great Revel. Pretty solid pickup. Double red could be tough, but this card is certainly strong. Okay, Firebolt and Thalia. I think we want to take the Thalia here. Yeah, we'll do that. So this Bloodstained Mire didn't get there, unfortunately. It doesn't help us at all. We have no cards that use the graveyard at the moment. If Grim Lavamancer comes around, we'll play it, but otherwise we'll be cutting that Bloodstained Mire. The Mana Vault didn't really get there because we ended up with such a low curve, which is good, but I think we actually are going to cut this card. In terms of burn, we have Lightning Strike, Lightning Helix, Incinerate, and Chain Lightning. That is pretty good. Whole lot of lightning. Let's take Porcelain Legionnaire. Sun Gold Sentinel might be better, but I like that this is very easy to cast. Yeah, we'll take this. Also another artifact for Urza Saga. Oh, actually, Urza Saga is worse if we cut the Mox, or the Mana Vault. And Porcelain Legionnaire is another card that's good with it, so maybe we do play this card. We'll see. Now we take... Ooh, Abbott versus Seasoned Hallowblade is close. I think I actually like Abbott slightly better. It's definitely better late. Yeah, we'll take this. Cathar Commando, okay. I think we played... actually, how good is Resto? It's good with Blade Splicer, good with Elite Spellbinder, good with Abbot of Carol Keep. That's about it. I think I'll take the Dismember then for the board. We have Path and a lot of removal, so we don't need it for the main deck, but it's a good option to have access to. We'll take Wall for the board. Wear Tear is actually a really good pickup. I think it'll still start in the board, but it'll be a good card in some matchups. So I think we're actually not... Well, maybe we do. No, Urza Saga is good. We do want to play Urza Saga. I'll just play with only the one Mox. Yeah, I think that's fine. We need to make one more cut. It could be Path because we have a lot of burn, but I think I like having access to one Path. Maybe Walking Ballista is just a little slow. Yeah. And then let's add some basics and see how the mana base looks. This gives us 5, 6, 7, 8 white sources and 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red sources. sort by color and see which color we're heavier in. Okay, we have a few more white cards, and we have Student of Warfare. So I think we're going to want to cut one mountain for one plains here. Or let's just cut the Bloodstained Buyer and add a plains. Alright, we're like this. The mana is a little dicey. There will be some games or some hands we have to mulligan because we have like 3 white 1-drops and no plains. Mutavault is a little sketchy, but I think the upside is high enough that it's worth it. So, yep, we'll run like this. This deck seems pretty sweet. Our spells are amazing. If all of our lands were plateaus, this would be one of the best aggressive decks I've ever drafted. We have like an amazing low curve. We have some acceleration. We have a lot of burn. We have a small number of top-end pieces that are all really good. So this deck would be amazing. Of course, there will be some... Yeah, I mean, the mana is just the limiting factor. So hopefully we can draw well. We also tried to build it in such a way that that wouldn't be too big of an issue outside of the 1-drop slot. So we have stuff like Figure of Destiny, Smuggler's Copter, Porcelain Legionnaire, which can be cast with any color of mana. And then all of our 3s are pretty good. Like, you know, these are a lot easier to cast than if they were all seasoned Pyromancers or something like that. Alright, we have an opponent. Can we win the die roll? No, we cannot. So we're on the draw, unfortunately, for game 1. I'll keep this hand. It's a little awkward that our only 1-mana spell is Path, but that's not a card you want to play on turn 1, but this hand still seems good enough. Breeding Pool, okay. 1-drop. Alright. I'll play Plains just in case. A lot of colors over there. And a Boros Signet, alright. Let's get Thalia down, I think. It would have been way better on the play because we could stop them from playing their Signets on turn 2, but still a pretty nice card. Oracle of Moldiah. So we're going to want to Lightning Helix that. Alright, our draw is definitely a bit slow. They're way ahead on mana. So we'll kill this, hit them for 2. And then they're going to draw an island, but they have 3 cards and 6 mana. So we'll see what they have here. Nissa Who Shakes the World. Okay, that's probably going to kill us. Yeah, I think we could have won this game on the play, but on the draw we might be just a bit too slow. We'll play our Abbot, hope to hit something good, and if we don't hit anything good, we can play Porcelain Legionnaire. Okay. So I guess our hope here is just that they are a little flooded and we draw a burn spell. So we can go Path your Temple Garden, burn spell your other land, and kill the Nissa. If they're tapping 8... Oh, well, okay, Mox is fine. But if they're... Yeah, Avenger of Zendikar, do they have a land? Actually, even if they don't have a land, I don't think we can beat that. If they do, we definitely can't. Okay. So we draw. Gotta hit something good here. Okay, Hellrider is actually decent. We need to get rid of this Avenger of Zendikar. So we'll go Path here. And then I think I'm going to send everything at their face. And then our out is Hellrider just like pushing a ton of damage. Alright, they go for the triple chump. We play Plains, Porcelain Legionnaire, and pass. Now, next turn we can make a bunch of damage out of nowhere with a Hell Rider, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. The problem is they're still at 17. Okay, they just draw land. They can't really attack through the Porcelain Legionnaire. Chain Lightning. So, is there any way we can win here? Probably not. Chain Lightning, the Scavenging Ooze. I think we're just dead, right? Like, they're still at 17. We could play Hell Rider, attack with everything. The question is like, if we can't win, we should just concede so they don't know about the Hell Rider. Can we win here? Maybe. I guess we swing with Legionnaire and Abbot and then pass. No, I think we do actually need to get the Hell Rider. Yeah, I'm gonna just go for it. We'll play Hell Rider, attack with Legionnaire, Abbot, and Hell Rider. We'll get in for some damage and trade off with some of their 3/3s. I think I'm actually gonna send them at Nissa though. They're not at a low enough life total where we can kill them this way. So they'll trade Hell Rider for land, trade Abbot for land, and then chump block the Porcelain Legionnaire with a token. Do we have any sideboard options for this matchup? The Flyers are okay. I think we do want to bring in Dismember. If we draw a burn spell, we could kill the Nissa. Lonus Cryptozoologist, okay. We need to draw a burn spell this turn, pretty much. Basic Plains. Okay, we'll send everything in Nissa, but yeah, at this point it's pretty futile, I think. We need them to like make a really weird block. The Avenger of Zendikar was very good against us because it drew a path and then still presented like just tons and tons of blockers. Alright, I'll scoop to this block. That's a good block. And we can't win from this point. Especially if we're just drawing a couple lands in a row. Alright. Our deck does not top deck well. We really need to have explosive turns and win very early. That's pretty much our only way to win games. We'll bring in Dismember and bring out... Maybe Blade Splicer. Yeah, if you're going to cost 3, you need to have some evasion. I think that's our rule for this deck. A little heavy on the lands, but I think this is a keep. I'm going to lead on Mountain in case we draw Eidolon and want to play that. So we'll go Mountain, Figure of Destiny. Turn 2, level up Figure of Destiny, play Thraben Inspector. Turn 3, level up Figure of Destiny. Turn 4, attack with Hell Rider. Is our plan now. Of course, our draw steps could change that. But that's a good way to put a lot of pressure on the board. Oh, no, they have a 1-mana play. That's really bad. Because again, this deck is all about speed. We just need to get ahead early. If we're oh no, Mother of Runes. That's an absolute disaster. I just don't think we can beat that no matter what, basically. We'll play the Eidolon since we drew it, but that's a huge disaster. This card is very, very good. We need them to not have another play. Okay, Signet's at least not as bad as... That's not as bad as it could be because we, like, it's not like a creature. Arid Mesa was a horrendous draw. We'll play land and swing. This is a risky block because if we had a burn spell, we could kill their Mother of Runes, but I think it makes sense. We'll do this, hit them for 2, and then play our Thraben Inspector. And now next turn we can hit them for 4 with the Hellrider trigger. And, I mean, we'll see. If they can play, like, Oracle into something else, that would be bad. But hopefully they just play like another Signet, and then we could win. 3 mana, Knight of Autumn. They take 2, and then they could kill the Eidolon or gain 4 life. Okay, they kill the Eidolon. I think we just go Hellrider Swing. Yeah, we don't really have much choice but to just push as much damage as we can every turn. They can kill the Hellrider, but that would require double blocking it and losing one of their creatures. And if that happened, we would get them for 3 off the triggers, plus 3 more, they go to 6. Okay, they do go for that block. Makes sense. So we have a lot of draws that just win. I mean, a burn spell would win. Also, with one more land, we could actually level up Figure of Destiny to his final mode, which would be a lethal flyer. We'll see what they have. Uro, that sucks. That's some life gain. So now burning them out is no longer an option. We need to rely on Figure of Destiny. Okay, that's actually not a bad draw. Let's crack a clue to start, just in case we draw something that changes things. That was a bad draw. We'll go land, attack with both. They'll block the Figure of Destiny and take 1. If we had 1 more mana, we could present lethal next turn by playing, because we need to level up the Figure of Destiny. You can't go straight from a 2/2 to an 8/8. It says if it's a warrior, and it's not a warrior until you use the 3 mana ability. So we have to sink 3 into this before we can do 8, or before we can do 6. So we're not able to play Lightning Helix this turn. The opponent did miss a land drop 1 turn. They only have 4 mana, and we're about to have an 8/8 with flying and first strike. But the problem is if they have any creature with flying or reach, no matter how small it is, they can block with the Mother of Runes, or block and then give it protection. Condemn on top. Okay. So this is our only chance to hit them with the Figure of Destiny, but that should be enough. We'll make this big. I mean, they could have a Path or Swords as their last card. That would be very sad. Land. Level this up all the way. And bash for 8. Oh, I guess they... Wait. For some reason, I thought that this was... Oh, yeah, I guess we just killed them. All right, so we managed to beat turn 1 Mother of Runes somehow. This seems like it's just a nightmare matchup, though. Knight of Autumn and Uro are both very, very good against us. Mother of Runes is borderline unbeatable. Avenger of Zendikar is good. So we're at a huge, like, fundamental mismatch disadvantage in terms of just, like, what our decks are trying to do. The only way we'll be able to win is if they stumble, and we just punish them for that. Do we want to bring in something like a Baneslayer Angel? I don't think so. Actually, Walking Ballista is good, though. This is an answer to Mother of Runes. What do we cut? I don't think I want to cut any 1s. I like all these 3s. I like the 4s. Maybe Cathar Commando. Yeah, we'll cut the Art Commando and run it like this. Okay, this hand is a keep. It doesn't have red mana, but we can dismember their Mother of Runes on turn 1, and then play Walking Ballista on turn 2. Alright, Plains isn't bad there. It's not, obviously we wanted to draw a red source, but that does mean we can at least use the Urza Saga. No play, that's good for us. So let's go Saga, Walking Ballista for 1. The next turn we can make a Construct, which will be a 2/2, and then the turn after we can make another Construct, which will make them both 3/3s, and then go grab Mox Ruby. So there'll be 4/4s. The other option here would be to play Vrinwing there, in which case we would have wanted to play Plains last turn, but I think I would rather do this. Okay. They get the Oracle down. That's a little annoying. They don't have a land. Hopefully they don't have a land on top either. Ooh, drawing a red source there is good. We'll play Mountain and pass turn. Dang it, they have a land on top. That's really bad. Also, Knight of Autumn on top. Jeez, yeah, this is not looking great. Okay, they shuffle away the Knight of Autumn. They really must need lands then, because Knight of Autumn has got to be one of their best draws here against the Saga. Geist of St. Draft is on top. That's very strange. They should have cut this card for sure. I think they'll still win because their deck is that much better in this matchup, but Geist is just a horrendous card for them to be playing. So they play their Nissa. That's pretty good. We're at 13 because we paid 4 life for Dismember. Yeah, this is not looking good. Because the problem is they have 3 spells in hand too. So we'll make a Construct, take our draw step, make a Construct, grab Mox Ruby, play land. Let's send the Construct at the Nissa. They double block, so we could path one of them. I don't think that's worth it, though. I'm just going to let this happen, and then we'll shoot the, use the Ballista to kill off the Abbot, or the Oracle and play Abbot. Cannot play the Frostodon. We'll pass turn. Oh, geez. And they can escape it. We can path to exile the Uro after they escape it, but that's still really good. We have to top deck a burn spell for this Temple Garden. Oh, they play Ramming Up Excavator. Okay. I mean, yeah. They're at 21. They're escaping Uro. Good game. That's like the worst possible matchup. A deck with just beefy creatures, lots of life gain. They had Mox. That's tough. I think this deck is still really, really good. We just need to play against any deck other than that. We want to play, like, any deck that's trying to be controlling, we can just completely demolish. Any deck that's trying to combo us, we can also demolish. It's just specifically creatures that are, or decks that are playing, like, 4 mana creatures and stuff like that. The order of green is the scariest color by a lot. Blue is the least scary color by a lot for our deck. Okay, we can keep this. We're hoping to see turn 1 island and not turn 1 forest. We'll play Plains, Student of Warfare, and pass. Sacred Foundry, okay, we're playing a mirror match of some sort. They probably are going to go bigger than us, but we can hopefully go under them. So we'll go Plains, Mox Ruby, Copter, and level this guy up, and then hit for 1. The next turn we can play Hazoret to crew the Copter. It can't attack, but it's still a creature, so it can crew the Copter. Okay, nice. Chess guy. Should be a bye, pretty much. I'm not at all afraid of what they're doing. Everflowing Chalice. See, this is what we want our opponent to be doing on turn 2. Drawing Mountain there is bad, but that's fine. We can discard it to the Copter. Cathar Commando is a great draw. We can kill their Everflowing Chalice next turn. Four mana, what you got? Memory Deluge. Warren Power Stone, alright. Okay, good draw. So we can play Urza Saga, Cathar Commando, crew the Copter with the Commando, level up the Student of Warfare. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that was just domination. Hopefully it goes that well on game 2. So we're playing against Jeskai with a couple artifacts. We don't know that much about their deck. Maybe we want... Oh, yeah, actually, we probably do want Wear Tear. I definitely like the Cathar Commando. I think I'm going to cut Path to Exile. There's a chance we do want it, but we haven't seen stuff that we want to Path yet. And I like the idea of just being as proactive as possible. Alright, good hand. We don't have... Oh, we do... Yeah, actually, this is a great hand. Turn 1, Giver of Runes plus Bolt. We need a second red source for the Hellrider. I actually might play... Oh, no. I was going to say we could play Mutavault on 1, but we need the white source in play for the Giver of Runes. If this was a Mox Pearl, I would play Mutavault on 1. Is there any merit to just Chain Lightning on their face here, since we're constrained on red mana? Actually, I'm going to do this. This might look a little ridiculously aggressive, but with us not having red sources in play, I think it's worth it to use our red mana when we can. We're playing black too, okay. Mana Crypt, wow. Alright. Unless they have a Tinker here, this Mana Crypt is going to be a little bit of a liability, I think. Valky to take Hellrider, that's fine. We can shoot that. Wait, why do they play Mana Crypt here? Maybe they have a Signet or something. But we can shoot the Valky with our Lightning Helix to get back our Hellrider, play Mutavault, and then hopefully draw another red source sometime soon for the Hellrider. Any draw in our deck other than a Plains is good. That is good as well. We'll play that next turn, maybe. Helix this. Swing for 1. They lost the coin flip, so they're down to 11. Yeah, I have no idea why they put the Mana Crypt into play there. There is no need for them to take 3 damage. Red source. Smuggler's Copter. Okay, I don't think it's that good to play Hazoret and not attack with it here, so let's go land, animate Mutavault, swing for 3, and then Copter. And they're down to 5. Yeah, this Mana Crypt has so far dealt them 6 damage and not done anything to help them. They don't have double white, so they can't play Baneslayer Angel. Dak Faden, okay, they can steal the Copter if they want. That doesn't do anything. So they're dead to any land, because that would give us Hazoret. I mean, yeah, there's so many things that they're dead to. Most spells would probably also do it, I think. Okay. We'll animate, swing at them for 3. Don't care about the Dak whatsoever. So they might just die here. And they do. All right. Nice Mana Crypt, bro. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, most of Vintage Cube decks are like that. They're playing like Dak Faden and Artifacts and Ramping and drawing cards. And against that, we can just steamroll them by going way under. Green decks are really the only problem, like in round 1. So we've had a tight match to our worst matchup, and then an absolute devastation of our best matchup. I don't know what the average matchup is, but whatever it is, we'll beat it in the finals. Right now, we're right in the upper pack, like at the top, tied for third. But I would like to get some separation, get to like a clear second, and then maybe catch this guy. We'll see. I don't know that much about him. I know that he streams. I've never really watched his streams, but I don't really know if he's like, does he like drop if he starts off 0-1, or does he play out his leagues? I don't know. All right, we got our opponent for the finals. Can we win the die roll? No, we cannot. So Jocka Gill will be on the play. This is a playable hand. I mean, it's just a bunch of creatures that attack on the ground, so we get brickwalled pretty hard by a Courser of Crufix, but not by a basic island. That's what we wanted to see. We'll play Plains, play Student of Warfare. Student of Warfare is not really the card we wanted, since we're not going to be able to use any, we're not going to be able to level this up for a while. Chart a course. Discarding an island, sure. Alright, Thali was a great draw. That was probably the best draw on the deck, other than maybe Mox Ruby. Swing for 1 and pass turn. Trinket Mage, okay. So hopefully we draw land, and then we can play Blade Splicer. If we don't draw land, I might play Abbot of Carol Keep. They grab Stonecoil Serpent, okay. Nice. Land. Swing for 2. And Blade Splicer. And then we have Cathar Commando to kill the Stonecoil Serpent. Hopefully they just tap out for a 4/4 Stonecoil next turn. Solemn. Alright, that's a little bit more annoying. So let's attack with our 2 first strikers. If they double block one of them, which they probably will, I'm gonna, I guess, Path Solemn. It's really not great. Okay, they block like that. I'm much happier to see that. So we first strike down the Solemn. They get to draw their card, and then we hit them for 2. And then we'll play Abbot and hope to hit a land. All right, Figure of Destiny. We are pretty soft to a Pyroclasm here. Consecrated Sphinx would not be a problem. We could Path in our upkeep. Inferno Titan would. Frost Titan would be medium. Stone Coil Serpent would be great. Oh, come on. They have the Titan, so they kill Thalia, Student of Warfare, Figure of Destiny probably. Then we can Path this, but now a lot of our pressure is gone. Still would like to draw land, so we could also play Porcelain Legionnaire. Lightning Strike, not a good... Oh, wait. We can. Yeah, I forgot. The Thalia's gone, so our spells are cheap again. And now I think I'm actually just going to bolt the Trinket Mage so we can get in a hit. So we hit them for 8 damage. They're down to 7. They have Stone Coil Serpent in hand, which we have a good answer for. So there will be one turn where they probably either only play that or tap most of their mana for it. And then we can blow them out and hit them for another 6. Treachery of the Golem, okay. Now they play Stone Coil. Yep, looks like this is the Stone Coil, so we will kill that. Mox Ruby is probably still our best draw. Okay, that's fine. Mox Ruby because that would give us prowess. So we can play Cathar Commando. Sack it to kill this. I would, if we had 2 Cathar Commandos, we could also kill the Treachery, but killing the Stone Coil is the higher priority. We'll hit them down to 4 and pass back. And then next turn, if we draw land, we can play an attack with Hazoret. And if we draw a spell, we can probably double spell. And we're still at 20, so we can just play Hazoret and then just wait a couple turns and discard cards to the Hazoret to kill them if they stonewall the board. They discard through the breach is a signet. Okay, good to know about the breach. They might just go sneak attack, swing with Blightsteel here. Phyrexian Metamorph copying Blade Splicer. Okay. Hazoret doesn't care about that. We'll see if they attack for 3. They should. Good attack. So we want to draw land. Elite Spellbinder is not terrible. Actually, it is sort of terrible, but we'll play it here. The ability is unlikely to be relevant. Oh, they might have a counterspell. Spell Pierce, Upheaval. Well, we'll just take the Upheaval. Don't care about Spell Pierce. They can still play it next turn, but they would have to play land pre-combat or before going for it. And so right now, they have no way to deal with this Elite Spellbinder, and they're set to go to 1. And if they Upheaval, they don't have any plays to make. This is a Phyrexian Metamorph, so yeah, they would have only lands, Treachery, and Phyrexian Metamorph with no acceleration. So they play their island. They could have flashback Faithless Looting. Are they just playing the Upheaval? Oh, Mindslaver. Okay. That doesn't do that much. Lightning Helix. All right, that's game. So punch them for 3 in the air. They don't have anything that can block flying. And then we'll Helix their face. All right, so playing against blue-red, Artifact, Through the Breach. Should be a pretty good matchup. I don't think we want dismember. I don't think we change anything. Actually, we probably do want this if they're playing Mindslaver. What do we cut? I actually think I'm going to cut Rampaging Ferocidon. It's a little softer removal, and they don't have a ton of creatures. I guess we could cut the Blade Splicer instead. Okay, I was actually about to make that change. So I think Blade Splicer probably would be better than Ferocidon. It's very close. So we'll see if we draw it, which one we would prefer this game. This sounds amazing. We have both of our colors. We have a 2-power 1-drop. We have Thalia on turn 2. They don't have a Mox. Incinerate's a pretty decent draw as well. Now they have the Mox. That's annoying. Stone Coil for 3. I think it's worth it to just Incinerate here. Yeah, let's do that. Then we'll bash for 2 and pass. And then our plan is to go Giver of Runes plus Thalia next turn. Land, swing for 2. Thalia. That resolves, okay. So we can flip our Kythia next turn unless they sweep our board. They could have Pyroclasm, in which case we'll probably die. But if they don't have Pyroclasm, it's going to be really hard for them to catch up. Okay, Bolt the Thalia is fine. We have 2 creatures on board. So we'll start with this in case we hit something hasty. Although, actually, do we even have anything with haste in our deck? Maybe not. Play Mutavault. Swing for 3. And do we also play Student of Warfare? They would have swept our board last turn if they could have, so I don't think they have it. I think I just want to put as much pressure as possible on them. Oh, they could have Inferno Titan here. Looks like they don't, though. Phyrexian Metamorph, it looks like that's really bad against our deck in general. They probably should... Oh, I guess it's good in their deck. So, they probably should keep it in. They do Abbot of Carol Keep, Hidden Mountain, which they play. And then do they just pass? Alright, sweet. So, let's go level up. Level up. Animate. And we'll attack with everything except Giver of Runes. Alright, they just concede. So, that's pretty much how I expected this to go. We did not even come close to losing a single game once we started playing against the blue decks, but we struggled against the green one. That's true of both white and red decks in general. You crush the control decks and struggle a bit against the mid-range green ones, but it's even more true with this deck since we're so low to the ground. At least, like, traditional mono-red has a little bit more burn, so they could maybe burn you. Although, that deck that we played against also had a lot of life gain. So that was just like an especially bad matchup. But like a traditional mono white deck could potentially fight through the Uro and stuff like that with equipment and with flyers. But this deck is trading in the staying power of traditional white decks for just more explosiveness. You know, a lower curve, direct damage, stuff to prevent life gain. And that's really, really good. I mean, this is, yeah, this versus a blue deck is one of the biggest mismatches in the format. But this versus green mid-range deck with multiple life gain cards is one of the other biggest mismatches in the format in the other direction. So, played a couple mismatches, got killed in the one we were supposed to get killed in, and did the killing in the other. So, pretty sweet league overall. This deck was fun. I like playing these sorts of decks on occasion. They're not like the primary draw to Vintage Cube for me, but this presence in the format prevents everyone from just playing these ridiculous grindy blue decks, and it's nice to have that to balance out the format a little bit. So, yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.